Follow my lead.
Cut the Drakari, broken captive. Let's go back to the guy here. Oh, never mind. Sector, unknown depths of the labyrinth dimension. Region Kimura. Recording location, the chasm. Material, Gatharit Bloodfeather's hunt. Extracted from the bloody remains by the carrying hand, scalpel, and neurophage tentacle of homunculus elevanth. The rising currents carry the smell of pain, blood, ichor, and failed ambitions. The smell of the dark city. With my wings flung open, I weave a path through the spires. So is this the being we keep seeing with the wings that's been flying around? I weave a path through the spires like a dark lightning bolt, chaotic and unpredictable in its patterns. To fly is to hunt, and everyone in flight hunts everywhere and everyone else. Even I, Scourge Garthate Bloodfeather, do not have the privilege of invulnerability around these parts. I may become someone else's prey, except probably not today. This day, I am the hunter. My homunculus-modified olfactory receptors pick up the scent of my prey, and I tread cautiously as I approach it. The stench of Monkey is foul but varied, and the scent of my prey is quite telling. A powerful specimen, brash and reeking of the blood of others. I descend to the minaret that grows out of the near spire and provides me with an excellent view. Accelerated reflexes allow me to assess the situation. It is a fraction of an instant. It is time. But I still decide to wait and get a better look at the prey, or I act. So yeah, that's the figure that we've seen around a few times. Get a better look at the prey. A male monkey, a pampered upper caste cub who was fed and equipped with the best their race can offer. It certainly arrived in the Dark City recently, the city which has not yet managed to leave a mark of perpetual expectation of doom on its flattened snout. The most glorious game which clings to life, the strongest and leaves the sweetest death essence. The reflexes urge the muscles to act. I act. The shard carbide spews forth a stream of crystalline projectiles that howl and shatter as they pierce the flesh of the prey. A deadly slashing blizzard drapes the street in bloody snow. The bodies of random passers-by, caught in the fire, falling to the ground. This is a common occurrence in the spires. Everyone around me flees from the field of death, whose borders I have made clear. The prey falls, but it is still alive. I did not expect the hunt to end with the first salvo. The prey is badly injured. I can easily finish it off in the open. The prey summons companions to its aid. Awareness is trying to locate me among the tangled, spiked minarets, or breaks into a run. Probably try and locate it. It's only 77%, but see how it goes. Succeeded. Its frantic gaze is looking for my winged figure. The hyperpupils allow me to examine the prey's face. I can see its eyes scrutinize my gear. There's no need to hide anymore, so I stand up to my full height and emit a wailing battle cry. The prey know what will kill it. The prey summons companions to its aid. A mistake. I unleash a new fan of crystalline shards, and the flesh of the prey blossoms with new cuts from my projectiles. Anyone who tries to approach it will be killed by the brittle shrapnel. The prey should have run away, not giving me more chances to cripple it. The prey is weak. The prey breaks into a run. Clever. By escaping from the open streets, the prey has deprived me of the advantage of my long-range weapon, but I will not let it escape, so I spread my wings and soar over the alley, pelting the prey with bursts of indirect fire. The chase must not end too soon. The petitioner wanted my prey to die slowly. There is a strangeness to the movements of the prey as it dashes away one moment and freezes the next. My receptotrophin altered pupils are adept at detecting movement, but they are worse at perceiving stationary subjects, and my prey seems to be aware of this. The prey... These sort of stories are weird to me, where things are locked in place, because, like, I am an exceptionally good psyker. So it's weird that I can't just light it on fire and get on with my day. Toughness, 85%, flees down the most predictable and straightforward route, hoping that its strength does not abandon it. Agility of 100%, slips away using the bodies of random passerbys as cover. Or ballistic skill, 95%. Grabs someone's weapon from the ground and returns fire at random. I mean, it's nearly 100%, and attacking back feels better than just trying to escape. So take some shots. I am a soldier as my starting class. The air fills with gunfire. As soon as the prey fires the first shot, everyone starts shooting at everyone else. This chaotic firefight engulfs the entire street. It spreads across the dark city like wildfire, mindless and violent. I am forced into a steep dive, spinning around and dodging the tracks of multiple projectiles. The damn trick worked, and I let out a frustrated squeal. The hunt continues. The prey managed to elude me for a moment by ducking into a crowded street. The jet booster on my back emits... You have a jet booster? You have wings. Amidst a stream of ghostly blue flame, and I continue my pursuit. As I storm into the street, I see the prey again. This is a nice catch. The petitioner wanted me to deliver the prey to her, but I decided to do something different. When it is over, I will impale the body of the prey on a spike protruding from the highest spire, so that it serves as a testament to my victory. My flight is swift. Everything unnecessary and atavistic had been cut from my body so that air currents carry it like a projectile from a splinter rifle. Alas, this is also my weakness. I'm so light, even a small obstacle can throw me off course, but the prey has no idea how vulnerable I am in flight. A will test. I had a 150% chance to succeed. The initial horror caused by my sudden attack has already worn off. The prey has suppressed its panic and is acting decisively and boldly, a commendable triumph of will over instinct. Seeking to slow me down, the prey... 35%. It turns some bystanders against me. Tech use, 30%. Bars my way with a cataclysm. Or Lord Xenos, 10%. Slips away with the skill of one who has lived here their entire life. Oh no. Do I go with the 35%? It's not popping up. The 30% or the 10%? I guess we will try the 35% to turn some bystanders against our attacker. Failed. Not a huge surprise. Rolled a 45 on the 35%. It only takes the prey a couple of furious shouts to convince those huddled in the alley that a monster is coming for their heads. Lies. I'm only pursuing the prey. I'm met with frantic gunfire, and after making a sharp ascent, I take a pair of plasma grenades from my belt and hurl them into the crowd. The few who survive the explosions fall to the ground in terror. The fear that the prey had planted in them is weaker than the fear that I evoke. The conclusion is drawing closer. As I turn the corner, I triumphantly realize that I have driven the prey into a dead end. It is time for the massacre. The poison I received from the petitioner as payment for the hunt is contained in the crystalline projectiles that should have worked by now. It will slow down the nervous system of my prey, weaken its muscles, and render it unconscious. Carouse is not one of our best skills, so we failed that. When I spot the prey, I am pleased to note the early signs of the effect my combat toxin is having on it. Its movements are slow, and it is blinking often. Spots are floating in front of its eyes by now. The prey... Come on, can't I just use my psyker abilities and light you on fire? No? 20% chance with demolitions. Looks defenseless and I attack, failing to notice the trap it has laid out for me. Athletics of 0% is not where I expect it to be. Having climbed the ledge of a wall, it lunges at me and bellows. Or logic of 0%, it lunges at me first. I realize too late that it is not desperation, but cold determination behind it. Nope, still no using psyker abilities. I guess I will do the 20% demolitions check. Looks defenseless and I attack, failing to notice the trap it has laid out for me. Which failed, of course. I see a monofilament stretched between the walls, a primitive trap indeed. I fold my wings for a moment, and I tear it down with a blow from the muzzle of my shard carbide. Everything will be over in moments. Like, hopefully they actually let me have tests that aren't, minus 20 tests. Because I can't succeed at those. Because I'm not using my psyker abilities. The outcome will be decided in close combat. Wasting no time, my prey and I seize one another in a violent, furious embrace. Every decision made over the course of this fleeing hunt is being weighed, tipping the scales that will ultimately determine the winner. I am unpleasantly surprised when I realize the prey is aware of my combat style. It covers the vulnerable spots I like to cut open with my monomolecular claws, but this knowledge will not save it from death. My embedded glands spew hyperadrenaline into my bloodstream, and my artificially grown muscles convulsively swell under the porous fabric of my ghost plate. I torment the prey with claws protruding from my forearms and knees, and the prey, 100% chance to succeed on this, banks on brute force trying to break my fragile bones and shatter my joints. Weapon skill, 50%, grabs one of the blades hanging from my belt and aims it at my throat. Medicae minus 20 of 30%, responds with clinical attacks aimed at my weak points. Or toughness 60%, allows me closer, enveloping me in a deadly embrace and hoping to suffocate me before I tear it to shreds. We'll go with the strength option. Banks on brute force trying to break my fragile bones and shatter my joints. Powerful blows crush the hollow bones drilled by the crafty homunculus. Their lightness served me well during the flight, but has betrayed me here on the ground. I lose my footing, my body going floppy like a rag. My strength waning, I reach for the shard carbide and shoot the prey right in the face at point-blank range. The crystalline projectile whizzes within a hair's breadth of its face. A crushing blow turns my magnificent weapon to rubble with a mournful crunch. The prey grabs me by the throat, lifts me in the air, and snarls. It seems to want to know why I attempted to kill it. Or just I die. Yeah, why are you trying to kill me? Would I tell it if I could? About my petitioner, Koronus the witch, about how insulted she was by the deaths of her fosterlings, the blood-stained proselytes, in the arena at the hands of my prey, but how badly she wanted to spite the prey's master, the sour-tempered homunculus Tervantius, who had arranged that insult. I do not know, for my throat is crushed and only a faint wail escapes it. I die. I'm dying at the feet of my prey. No, at the feet of a monkey. A humiliating end for one who earned the status of apex hunter of Komorrah through torturous alterations of the flesh and a bloody pilgrimage to the very top of the spires. Does it hurt to perish like this? It does. Is it fair? It is. The chaotic burst of violence that bloodied the streets of Komorrah ends, just as abruptly as it erupted. Such is life in the spires. I've got an old injury now. And Scourge's adrenal glands. Adrenal glands enhanced by the homunculus, capable of dispersing pure hyperadrenaline through the owner's blood. Yeah, I was wanting to go...
It's about time.
To that individual who theoretically is helping us, because he wanted us to give him various monster parts, and we've collected quite a few. And see if anything progresses there to where I can get Cassia or Heinrichs back. I'm hoping that if I help him enough, he'll be more willing to work with me. Yeah, Ulfar is still here. Homunculus's minion. Homunculus promised he would let me assist him in his next experiment. And we do still have some paths we don't know how to get to. Yeah, like here. No lever that I can see that would raise this up to make a bridge. So keeping an eye out for anything like that.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Alright. Tervantius. Let's talk. Tervantius rushes about the laboratory, snatching up certain tools, vials, and notes. He conceals some of these items inside his own body cavities and destroys the rest. I've done what you wanted. Does no one here wish to hail the victor who defeated the arena's best? Look at me, inhuman, or shall I deal with you as I dealt with the blood-stained proselytes? Or did something happen? Did something happen? I think that's more interesting than just, I killed the people like you asked me to. The cult of the fatal thirst craves blood specimen, your blood, my blood. One must be astoundingly insensitive to the vibrations of the Dark City not to realize this. Why do the witches desire my death? I don't care about it, Koronus. You promised to help me get out of here. Why did the witches desire my death? You humiliated them, monkey. Koronus and I agreed that she would send fresh meat against you, but she decided to undermine my authority by sending out her best. You slaughtered them, and so it was the cult's authority that suffered. But who cares about a pathetic monkey? You are my lackey, and thus it is I who is responsible for the undermining of the cult's authority. And it wasn't enough for you to just kill them. You enticed one of the bloodstained proselytes to join the monkey side. As the entire chasm watched, a slap in the face of the cult wasn't enough for you, so you decided to spit in its face as well? You dispatched me to kill the witches. Are you telling me you did not anticipate such consequences? I don't care about Koronus. You promised to help me get out of here, or so what's the plan? Yeah, you dispatched me to kill the witches. Are you telling me you did not anticipate such consequences? It was supposed to go differently. Your performance was supposed to be a lesson in respect, not a declaration of war. You would have killed someone unimportant and made the witches' vanity bleed. The witches would have received your head as a salve for their wounded pride. They would have been reminded for a time that I was still someone who could greatly complicate their existence. Instead, you have failed me. All of you. Koronus did not keep her word, and you did not die in her trap. It is all your fault that things have spiraled out of control. I don't care about Koronus. You promised to help me get out of here. You hear mockery in the homunculus' voice. Forget the old promises, monkey. This is war. My loyal servants are being slaughtered across the chasm. I cannot take any more specimens away with me, and the ones I have already packed are far more valuable than you. And so unravel the rotten threads in the tapestry of fate. Alantok, here's the true nature of the Dark One, a lie hidden behind sweet promises. Having learned from a cruel mistake, I foresaw this outcome. So what's the plan? I will leave the anatomical opera and withdraw to the spire of the reaving tempest. The witches won't dare to settle their scores under the eyes of my patrons, so the Cabal's valuable servant is safe from their ire. As for you, go out into the streets of the chasm and die, or go to the arena and try to kill Koronus. Even if you succeed, you will still die. The homunculus mutters furiously and haughtily. I should have stopped wasting time on this idiocy long ago. All those pathetic simpletons did was weaken my focus and distract me from my masterpiece. At last, I can devote all of myself to it. So I managed to bring about your downfall after all, unholy spawn? Don't be such a coward. Let us face them here and kill them, all of them. I shall end Koronus. Take me with you. We are allies. This is all your fault. It was your idea. That's very true. Him trying to blame it on me. But it's like, I just did what you told me to. You told me to go to the arena and fight. I went to the arena and fought. Yeah, don't be such a coward. Let us face them here and kill them, all of them. The mongo's anxious movements slow to a halt, but the mandibles on his face twitch nervously. An unnecessary risk. This is not a hasty retreat, merely a temporary change of workplace. It seems like a hasty retreat. Terrantius becomes so absorbed in his thoughts that he starts shearing off pieces of his own flesh with scissor-like claws. Enter the arena. The succubi will not pass up the chance to gut you in front of an audience. If you could simply wound Koronus, it would give us both enough time to escape. For that, I will be willing to sacrifice the deadliest and most valuable specimens in my collection. Are you going to give me back my crew? If you manage to kill her, run. Sinistoria will not let such impertinence go unpunished, and her wrath is 100-fold more dangerous than Koronus' fury. Do not return to the chasm. You will find no shelter there. Seek salvation in other spires, and you may prolong your agony for a short time. Since you are intent on fleeing, you may as well release my companions. I found some materials. Are they suitable for your new monster? Terrantius, I offer my apologies for seeking your aid without showing proper respect. What payment can I offer for your invaluable time and attention? No. I'm going to ask about my companions first, of course. You might as well release my companions. I cannot transport them to my new sanctuary. You may take them. I've unlocked the containment sarcophagi for dangerous specimens. Go and inspect them. Some of your servants may still be alive, but do not allow them to use their abilities until I've left the anatomical opera. Found some materials. Are they suitable for your new monster? The homunculus digs through the chunks of flesh with enthusiasm of a hungry vulture. Finally, he snaps, good materials, good specimens. Bring me more. I mean, it's easier if you're not running. So we got the pain converter and the arena beast claws. Terrantius examines the bloody parts with lascivious interest, and he rips an organ out of his own chest, adds it to the trophies, and hisses in satisfaction. An interesting composition, an unusual set of starting parameters that can be strengthened by an original mixture of essences. This will be a mighty beast. I will call it the Anguished Prospector. You have done well, specimen, and for that, you'll be rewarded. Gladiator Mesh Armor. 65%, armor deflection 5 is pretty good. Dodge penalty of only 0.5. For heavy armor, usually it's 0.75. Base armor property, 3 deflection against melee attacks. So against melee, it's going to be deflection 8. Wow. That's really good armor. Perfidious is silent for a few moments. To repay Koronus for her treachery, I will send the Anguished Prospector to the arena. While the witches are preoccupied with ending your life, the Prospector will kill several of them. Regardless, it is too conspicuous for me to hide from the cult's huntresses. Let my creation perform the symphony of pain for which it was designed. Do I want to see what this option gives. What payment can I offer for your invaluable time and attention? Perfidious' smile is a strange combination of contempt and pleasure. Your paltry possessions do not interest me. If you had something that could intrigue a master sculptor such as I, perhaps a remarkable piece of organics, then I might grant you a few short moments of my time. If it is a sacrifice you want, artisan of flesh, then I am ready to offer myself as one. Iliad's voice vibrates, but she keeps her eyes locked on Perfidious. Will you take my flesh? No. I'm not offering your flesh, Iliad. I will take more than flesh. I can extract something far more valuable from a single shred of your organics. The homunculus smiles unnervingly. This does interest me. I will not remove much of her. Her functionality will not suffer. Iliad, why? This will be a step upon the path of atoning for the errors of my past, Elentok. If my sacrifice will bring you closer to salvation, I will commit myself into the hands of this tormentor. No, we will speak no more of this. Iliad frowns, and you catch a strange look in her eyes, a mixture of sadness, relief, and shame. Perfidious shrugs, and the spark of curiosity in his eyes fades. Master, allow me to take the space marine you keep in a cage. Yes, please? No. The homunculus snaps curtly, and he returns to his work. Noticing that you are still waiting for something, he hisses irritably, still not taking his eyes off the experiment. If you wish to continue wasting my time with your pathetic pleading and whining, specimen, then you know the price. Pay up or get out. Hold out the bag of samples, of course, master. I have nothing to pay you with but my own flesh. Please accept it as a gift, or I cannot pay now. Yeah, hold out the bag of samples, of course, master. Perfidious extracts a piece of flesh, examines it fastidiously, palpating and tearing off fragments, then places it in some sort of container. It will do. Obedient specimen, so be it. You have earned a few minutes of my attention. The answer is still no. This particular monkey specimen has phenomenal parameters. I previously studied 2 other specimens of the same breed, but have yet to untangle their genetic secrets. He also performs well enough in the arena. I will not part with the last specimen. If you do not release the Emperor's Angel, his retribution shall fall upon you, Xenos. With him, I will definitely succeed. It would further both of our interests. It's a good option. Surely it is dangerous to keep such a prisoner in your abode. What if he escapes and comes for your head? The loss of some monkey could never impede the work of a mind as great as yours. Or that poor soul, surely nothing good awaits him in captivity. With him, I would definitely succeed. It would further both of our interests. Perfidious narrows his eyes. If you are so helpless, then what use was there in letting you live? The loss of some monkey could never impede the work of a mind as great as yours. Perhaps the genetic subtype of all 3 specimens was defective, and this is the cause of my limited success. In that case, the loss of this specimen would not be significant. I recommend pain as a means of pacification, and you can take his armor. I found it entirely unintriguing. Perfidious hands you a bone key. I must take my leave. With a weary sigh, the homunculus turns away from you, his knife-like fingers making an unnerving scraping sound. So he's giving me my crew and the Space Marine. Execution Master. Before I click on anything, let's go for the goods. What are you? Execution engine master. Let's look first. Torture device is locked and sealed. And you? Thick walls of this container were clearly designed to hold something extremely dangerous. Let's talk. The Drukhari, who was leaning over the body encased in a strange sarcophagus-like device, turns around. The xenos' face is covered by a mirrored mask, and he is holding tools of some kind. They closely resemble a torture's implements than those of a chirurgeon. A guttural hiss comes from behind the mask. What do you want, cattle? Let's examine the body inside the sarcophagus. You instantly recognize the man who is pinned with hooks and bonds to the numerous needles sticking out of the bowels of the device. Despite the deathly pale, bloodless tone of his skin, Interrogator Heinrich Van Calix is still alive, judging by his weakly rising and falling chest and his frantically wandering, half-open eyes. His head is tightly encircled by a wide metallic band. Blood is seeping from underneath it. Drukhari notices your interest and grabs his weapon. Get out, cattle. What manner of device is that? Why do you care, cattle? The Drukhari freezes for a moment, and you notice his hands shaking. Tervantius sent you for the essence of pain, didn't he? Tell him that the last samples turned out bad, and it will take time to extract pure, unadulterated pain. Yes, a very long time. The monkey is stubborn and strong. But his vitality is waning. I just need to concentrate. The torturer's twitching fingers reach for his victim. Step away from the contraption, I shall let you live. 65%. Something tells me that you consumed the last samples yourself. What do you suppose Tervantius will do when he finds out? Essence of pain, you say? I wish to observe the extraction process, or just kill the xenos. Yeah, something tells me you consumed the last samples yourself. What do you suppose Tervantius will do to you when he finds out? What? How did you? The torturer hunches his shoulders and begins to shake violently, no longer trying to hide it. How could I resist? Pure unadulterated essence. An extract of true torment. The Drukhari's voice deteriorates into unintelligible hissing before he turns and scurries away. Welcome back, Heinrichs. The body inside the sarcophagus is not moving. Heinrichs appears to have no awareness of his surroundings. His clouded gaze is directed past you. Busted, yep. I mean, releasing him is probably the smart thing to do as quickly as possible, but can you hear me? Heinrich's head moves ever so slightly. You get a good look at his eyes now. The pupils are constricted to the size of pinheads. He is blind. His bitten, bloodied lips begin to move. Do the warp with you, beast. I've heard all this before. You won't trick me again. No trick, pull yourself together. I need your help. The God Emperor's chosen will not be addressed in such a way by the likes of you, commoner. Wow. To the warp with me, a splendid idea, but I'm taking you with me, or else Calcazar will have my head on a platter. Oh, we probably should convince him we are who we say we are, so that he doesn't just attack on release. This is no trick. Pull yourself together. I need your help. Heinrich's unseeing eyes move back and forth, struggling to see you. It can't be. Ignatius? Is it really you? Where are you? Are you close by? Then in the name of the throne, find a way to get me out of this coffin. Now that I think about it, I would rather leave you the way you are. Farewell, Van Calix. No, release him from the device. You cut the tubes and pull the hooks and needles and free Heinrichs from his bonds. He almost falls out of the Drukhari device, just managing to stay on his feet. He gestures feebly at his eyes. I can't see a thing. Give me a moment to ascertain what they've done to me. The air around him grows noticeably colder. Blast it. I can't sense my body. What happened to you after we were captured? They moved me multiple times from one place to another, but what those places were, I cannot say. I saw spires in an ocean of mist. I saw the bowels of a Drukhari ship. I almost broke free once. Few things frighten the xenos as much as warp powers. I was close. Heinrich shakes his head. One might consider my words heretical, but I would say it was only due to the homunculus who brought me here that I survived after falling in that struggle. From there it was just this place, this coffin, and pain. Did they blind you? No, I don't think so. It's likely just my body reacting to extended bouts of pain. Heinrich chuckles bitterly. To think that I have forgotten what it's like to experience such basic impulses. As a biomancer, I can stifle my physical reactions. Perhaps that is why I was chosen for this device, because I had distanced myself from the sensation of pain, and because of my stubbornness that forbade me from surrendering. You cannot sense your body. What does that mean exactly? If I knew, I wouldn't be pondering the question right now, Ignatius. I think, he pauses, seemingly listening to something. The circle on my head wasn't inhibiting my abilities, it was turning them inward, binding them inside my body. They made me torture myself with warp energies. I was burning and mutilating my internal organs. Damn xenos. Heinrich clenches his fists in a fury and immediately winces from the pain. Can you walk? We do not have much time. I can move, yes. Warp take them. I feel like my nerves have been turned inside out and then sewn back like that. For the time being, I will have to suffer pain whenever I take a step until I recuperate. Now that I'm free to use my powers again, it's entirely achievable. Heinrich squints, struggling to see anything through his unfocused eyes. He finally rubs them and turns his gaze to Irliet standing behind you. Ignatius, am I hallucinating, or is that the xenos who consigned us to this nightmare back in your retinue? The interrogator's voice vibrates with incandescent rage. Yeah, sorry, Heinrichs. Irliet did not want us to suffer this fate. I gave the xenos another chance. If she fails, I will march her out of the airlock. We are in the realm of the xenos. We need the xenos to help us. Will you object to that? Part of me almost wishes that I had the Drukhari crew member with me at this moment as well, just to see his response to that. Why don't we talk about this later? Irliet did not want us to suffer this fate. Of course, this is why she sold us out to her kinsman at the drop of a hat. Heinrich shakes his head as if chasing away an excruciating dream. Enough. Nothing I hear will reassure me. Probably true. Heinrich looks in your direction and blinks his feeble eyes. We can go, but you will have to guide me for a little while. Okay, we've got Heinrich's back. I think we're about to get Cassia, so I won't bother leveling him up quite yet. I'm assuming that's this. Yeah. Lord Captain, help me, please. Step out. Oh, did you just hit me? I mean, the blast outwards was a smart choice, but I was standing in front of that. At last, I feel something. You see horror and confusion in Cassia's wide open eyes. Her face, neck, and hands are gruesomely scratched, and sticky blood is dripping from the tips of her claw-like fingernails. Why are there so many of you at once? Red, black, violet, scarlet, yellow, dark maroon. Away with you! Stop swarming my thoughts! Ow, can you stop shooting me, please? Cassia clutches her head again, this time covering her third eye, but you can already feel the breath of warp... You can already feel the breath of the warp coming from its gaze. Ignatius, I cannot control it. The powers flowing through Cassia's fragile body make your head swim and your hair stand on end. Your body is burning as if you have been doused with a vat of molten plasteel, and your head is teeming with strange whispers, shadows, voices. Every breath is a struggle, as though something is scratching at your insides, trying to claw its way out of your chest. Your gorge rises. You have survived being exposed to the navigator's open eye, but will your body and mind hold if it occurs again? Damage taken, 12 to us, and Cassia gained 6. That's so minor. Dogmatic, soothe her with prayer. May the Emperor's radiance illuminate our way through the tenebrous gloom, as we that are broken of heart turn to his wisdom. It's a very good option. Persuasion. Not bad, 65%. Cassia, the worst part is over. I'm taking you away from this place. Persuasion as well. Lady Navigator, compose yourself. You are embarrassing the Orsilio name. Coercion. We are in enemy territory. Unless you regain control of yourself, I'll end this tumult personally. Or agility. Pick up a pistol from the floor and shoot Cassia. No. We're going to just soothe her with a prayer. May the Emperor's radiance illuminate our way through the tenebrous gloom as we that are broken of heart turn to his wisdom. Cassia struggles to focus her eyes on you. An unfamiliar expression is imprinted on her pale, gaunt face, one that is stern, confident, and imperious. It is the same expression you saw on Theodora von Valentius' face when you first met her. And may his light scatter the darkness ahead, for the Astronomicon is the beacon and his guiding blessing to me. An eerie chill runs down the entire length of your body. It is a feeling you forgot, but recollection swiftly follows. Someone else's turmoil and emotions, and a will that is not your own. This crushing wave is about to consume you. Willpower test succeeded, because of course it did. We had a 150% chance. A haze of anger, despair, and fear smothers you like a burial shroud. But this is not the first time you have had to deal with a surge of foreign emotions assailing your mind. You wish you would die here and now. No, you wish you had never been born in the first place. You summon your will and push these thoughts away as though fending off a sword thrust, and Cassia's feelings dissipate before they can latch onto you. Willpower test, which again, we will pass. Soother with prayer, the Emperor is with us so long as we remember our purpose, to serve humankind and to never give in to its enemies. Or persuasion. You are frightened, but that does not mean you can give up. Do not let those emotions consume you. Logic. You have had to rein in your gift before. Try to remember how you did it then. Coercion. Do you want to spend the rest of your days as the homunculus' test subject, or pick up a pistol and shoot her? Nope, we're going to do willpower prayer. The Emperor is with us so long as we remember our purpose, to serve humankind and to never give in to its enemies. With visible effort, Cassia clasps her hands in a gesture of prayer, and to believe in his might and his aid and his wisdom. And if we still have the strength to fight, then fight we shall to the end. Her pale brow furrows, and rivulets of blood run from her nose and eyes. Undeterred, she focuses on bringing her powers under control, until her body jolts as if electrocuted. You know, when darkness envelops you, it takes everything away, leaving no sound, no smells, no solid footing. Darkness devours every color that tries to make its way in. Every color I tried to create inside. Darkness is withering. It swallows the colors. It chews and consumes, but when despair had overtaken me completely, I could sense I was not alone in the darkness. Someone else was with me, someone intangible, cold, and colorless, and that realization ravaged my sanity all the more. When the capsule opened, my mind was drowned in grimy shades of crimson and umber and black, and I'm going mad, Ignatius. I used to think I could control this, but now, you must end this for the sake of my house, for your own safety, for me. Frigid heaviness hangs in the air. Your entire being implores you to run, quickly, now. Soother with prayer, the Emperor protects. You will overcome this, Cassia. You are stronger than you think you are. I'm not interested in listening to you vent your grievances. Prove that you are still of use to me, or I shall send you back into the darkness. Whatever happened to you, we can make it right. Put your trust in me. Pick up a pistol and shoot her, or run away. No, soothe her with prayer. As always, the Emperor protects. Even my third eye cannot see the Emperor's light in this accursed place. All my prayers will go unheard. Cassia closes her eyes, and the tremors in her body taper to a stop. With a weary movement of her hand, she adjusts her forehead adornment, taking care to cover her navigator's eye, and you no longer feel the menace that was emanating from her a moment ago. Thank you. Your words, they helped. I feel better already. And now may I escort you out of here? You'll pay dearly for the injuries you have caused me. Come with me. Thank the Emperor. You look like yourself again. Let's depart. There will be other opportunities to talk. Seal her into the capsule. I'm doing this for everyone's sake. Kill her or leave Cassia. You're taking Time Bomb. I cannot take you with me. No, may I escort you out of here? Glancing nervously at the homunculus' artifact, Cassia nods courteously. I would be honored, Lord Captain, if I may ask you to lead the way. So we have helped Cassia now. We have an old injury, along with all of our companions' wounds. Do we collect the Space Marine before we go through leveling everyone up? Oh, hello, camera. I guess I should have leveled everyone up first, because there is apparently stuff going on. Anguish Prospector. Is that the creature he built for me? You are not opponent, not interested. That was fast. Alright, let's go up here. more goods to be collected.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Okay, just random goods. No people or anything. Activate the switch. I assume that's how we release him? Oh, and these other switches are probably for whatever the puzzle is that gets us to the other section of goods we saw here. Let's talk to Ulfar first, before we release him. The red-haired giant does not stop singing under his breath and does not seem to notice you, intent as he is on his bloody repast. I need your help. The prisoner looks at you expectantly, without stopping his chewing, but his expression shifts subtly, as if his affected crudeness of mind and manner has been replaced by focus and cunning. I'm planning an escape, are you with me? Puff up your chest, you, warrior, have the honor of standing shoulder to shoulder with a true hero of the Imperium. Dogmatic, recite the warrior's litany. Even a heretic or a non-human can wet profane blade in the blood of enemies. But a true warrior of humanity does not fight for gratification or trophies. He fights to carry out his will, for that is his duty, and it is a blessing. We're both servants of the Emperor. We ought to help each other in perilous place. Don't you want to slay xenos with me? Are you a coward then, afraid to come out of your cage? Tervantius gave you to me. Join my party, or stay in your cage then, fool. I'm planning an escape. Are you with me?
Why would I be? You are a stranger. How can I trust you? You could be an enemy. Worse, you could be an idiot.
He clicks his tongue. Alright, now we'll recite the warrior's litany.
You speak well. I have heard these bookish words many times before, but this is the first time I have heard them spoken with such resolve. I see that you believe in them, that you live by them. I respect that. I will help you. Let no one say that I forgot my duty to the Allfather.
The giant sizes you up with interest.
It seems Tervantius is not as clever as he likes to appear if he's letting me out of the cage. The joke is on him. Good steel I have already. But if we are going hunting, I will need my wolf skin.
He rolls his huge shoulders and you hear his joints crack loudly. He lifts his battle knife from the floor. They gave him his knife? While he's in the cage? That seems silly. Decorated with scarlet runes, it seems to be his last surviving possession. Weighing it in his hand and wearing a skeptical frown, the wolf says. Throwing back his head, he lets out a blood-chilling howl.
Did you say your name was...
One that contains the deranged mirth of evil spirits dancing on an icy cliff. A predatory grin blooms on his face. What did you say your name was? And we don't get to answer. We're giving him the key, apparently. So I guess that wasn't the button to open his cage. Ulfar's abilities. Ulfar is a space wolf, a mighty space marine. His proportions instill respect in his allies and fear in his foes. But because Ulfar takes up 4 cells instead of 1, okay. Certain mechanics may work differently for him. Ulfar does not use cover or conventional human armor and weapons. Ulfar's unique ability allows him once per combat, instead of losing consciousness due to having his wounds reduced to 0, to become incapacitated for 2 rounds. While in this state, Ulfar cannot be targeted by attacks or suffer damage, and he also counts as full cover for his allies. Only in that state? So if he is unconscious, he becomes full cover, but he's not normally cover. Huh. Seems like he should be able to be used for cover if he's able to be used for cover when he's unconscious. Once 2 rounds have passed, Ulfar can act again and regains 50% of his maximum wounds. Furthermore, Ulfar is an arch-militant, and arch-militants' keystone abilities allows them to gain stacks of versatility each time they make an attack whose type is different from the previous one the arch-militant used. For the purpose of this ability, attack types are single shot, melee attack, single target or burst, area melee attack, area ranged attack, and ranged burst attack. For each stack of this effect on the arch-militant, their weapon skill and ballistic skills are increased by 5. If the arch-militant accumulates 4 or more stacks of this effect, their attacks start dealing an additional 3 times the arch-militant's weapon skill bonus, or 3 times the arch-militant's ballistic skill bonus, damage, whichever is greater. Yeah, so arch-militant is what we are, but he's actually probably going to use it because he has melee and ranged weapons. Probably charge him in with his chainsword, or I guess axe in this case it looks like, and a bolt pistol, so that he can use his pistol in melee range. Something like that. He's only level 20 right now. Okay. Let's replace Abelard, I think. We're going to use you as a melee tank. Do we replace Heinrichs? I mean, Abelard currently has the crippled leg and stolen time. So it feels like he's not at his best. So yeah, we'll bring Ulfar in for Abelard. And yeah, he's got his armor on now. And now let's level up everyone. This is going to take a moment. Alright, because you're going to get 2 levels. There were some force skills, right? Like using force weapons that I ignored. Comet meditation, I think, is still good. The bonus to willpower. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo grabs Space Puffy by the toe. Sure. Comet meditation. Critical hit scored by anyone within the psyker's line of sight, including the psyker themselves, increase the psyker's critical damage by 1% until the end of combat in stacks. That's good. Sanctified Slayer, the psyker's critical hit chance increases by 5%. Also great. Whenever the psyker is not in target's line of sight or in cover. No, that doesn't really apply to you. Psychic powers have longer... No, 6 cells or farther away also doesn't really matter to you. Increasing range doesn't matter. Yeah, none of these strike me as terribly important. Oh, +5 damage deflection against the first attack made by every enemy this combat. Most enemies aren't going to get multiple attacks on him. Like, we're not really in drawn-out attacks where a single enemy is hitting our frontline characters over and over. Whenever an enemy attacks the warrior's next melee attack... lost track of where I was. The warrior's next melee attack against that enemy deals an additional 5 damage. Yeah, maybe. Area attacks deal an additional 3 damage for each enemy in the area of effect. Plus 20% armor if they don't attack. Charge and slash do not affect this bonus. So I can charge and slash. And it counts as not attacking, so I get the bonus armor. How are charge and slash not considered attacks? But okay. Start of their turn, they gain 1 temporary wound for each stack. It only goes up to 5, which isn't great. That one's not bad. Damage from charge is good. No. Increased charge distance, that's not bad. Oh, not ending movement for charge and slash. Very good, because I always hate that. And that one's also good, but we're going to go with rigorous training. The ending movement is awful. And then skill-wise, looks like athletics is your main thing. We've taken out Abelard from the team, so maybe Carouse, although it wouldn't surprise me if the Space Marine has it. 75, but he's probably going to get lots of boosts in the next 16 levels we have to go through for him. 18 levels? I don't know. Lots of levels. But yeah, we'll boost your Carouse. So I could grab these. But these are now our second tier archetypes. So these would be the archetypes for being a vanguard as opposed to being a warrior. It's not bad. He has temporary wounds pretty regularly, so a plus 10% parry and armor is good. I'm going to say no to taking less damage. Yeah, I guess I don't really care about the Vanguard class. None of the abilities are that interesting to me. Mainly because we're never really bunched up, and it's all built around the assumption that you've got the Vanguard and then a bunch of allies within like a couple of squares of them. And that's just not how we fight. So it seems kind of like a worthless class. I'll just increase your chance to critical hit. I think it's fine. Cassia, what are your exemplar class stuff? Alright. Still, bonus willpower for not having a ranged weapon is always great. For all of our psykers slash psyker adjacent. And then first tier. Your first tier was what? Officer, right? Yeah. Bonus to weapon skill. Increasing range is cool. We're sometimes outside of it. Ooh, voice command and bring it down, cost less AP. That's very good. Heroic acts get used, so that's going to be useful. Huh. It's not bad, not amazing. Because it just means for one turn, whoever she uses voice of command on, which is one ally, I think, they get 90% bonus to damage. We're not down on health very often, so I don't think that one's crazy. Yeah, something like that. So I like that. Probably is the best. Then skill-wise, she's got a bunch that are just way too good. Persuasion at 155, that's just absurd. But of the skills that she's focusing on, coercion is our lowest. So let's, I guess, boost that up. And then second tier talents. So this is for being a grand strategist. That's neat. Making the backline area give cheaper attacks. That could be good, maybe. Yeah, most of these I don't particularly care about. Yeah, I guess I just don't use a lot of tactics. Like, the kill zone is one of the few I actually use. So, doesn't seem that important. We'll go with fire at will. Alright, Ulfar, you're gonna be a thing. You're a soldier, so he is intended to be predominantly a ranged focused character, soldier rather than warrior. This is gonna take forever. Like, I'm glad he's on our team, but all of those levels plus the next archetype. And considering we haven't used him yet, I don't really know how he plays. Rude, what did Will do to me? I don't know what you're talking about. Two stacks of versatility could be good, because he's probably going to be a real arch-militant. Whenever entering combat, gains weapon skill and ballistic skill until the end of combat. Very good. I managed to miss getting him, so I cannot advise. You said fire at will. You missed getting him. Really? Wow. Botched it up somehow? That's crazy. So bonus to critical damage. Tempting. Didn't come back and engage before doing too much elsewhere. Wow. Bonus to armor. Sounds good. Yeah, my crew is really good, so it's not like I need him. But it's going to be fun to see his story. You're playing another playthrough? I struggle with the idea of doing second playthroughs of these just really long games. Like, once I've played through a game, it's like, well, now I've finished it, and it's like I want to do other things. Like, yeah, there's more to see. I could try doing a heretical run or a iconoclast run. It's like I'd rather just move on to another game. Yeah. I assume at some point I might come back and replay this, just to see what other ways the story can go. Oh, use two-handed ranged weapons within melee range. That's tempting. Get him just a giant two-handed bolter. Yeah, I just don't know how much he's going to be using area attacks or not. That's the problem with this. I just don't know how his build runs. That's pretty good. I don't know if he's using an axe, hammer, or las weapon, but maybe. You can boost skills, various characteristics. Yeah, Psyker main character is just so powerful. And definitely there's a lot of me pulling me towards Iconoclast. I decided to go Dogmatic, but yeah, Iconoclast often feels better. Yeah, I think that's marking most of the things that I thought were interesting. We'll just boost your weapon skill and ballistic skill. I think that's a fine choice. Then speaking of, what do we do with the rest of this? You are a soldier, so we'll focus on ballistics, but we're probably going to raise them evenly to some extent. Huh. Devon, maybe. I can't see him going cautious approach. Doesn't seem his style. We'll go devastating attack. It sounds cool. Let's see. Okay, so these are all just the basic talents. Then skill-wise, what are we going to do with you? Athletics and demolition is what it's recommending. Well, with Abelard out of the party, you probably are going to be an athletics guy for me. Carouse as well. Are these the same groupings of talents? Yeah, that we've already looked through. Boost your weapon skill next. Perfect. Something like that. Boost athletics again. I think so. We've already got a demolition person. Yeah, Irliet. Awareness, certainly we don't need you for. Carouse. Heinrichs is at 85, so he is better. Technically. And I guess weapon skill. Alright, so you've got Steady Superiority, which does what? Until the end of combat, the Archmilitant can make one additional attack each turn. Right, that's what we have. First time you reach 0 wounds while under the effects of Steady Superiority or Heroic Sacrifice, the Archmilitant restores 20% of their maximum wounds and loses this effect. Probably not. Every attack grants a stacking 2% bonus to critical hit chance. Definite maybe. Attacks do not spend all movement points. Additionally, each attack grants a stacking 5% bonus to dodge for 1 round. Or can use both the Heroic Act of the Archmilitant's archetype and the Heroic Act of Warrior or Soldier in a single combat. I think the stacking critical hit chance makes the most sense. Let's boost your carouse. Your athletics is already going to be up to 100. Critical versatility seems fine. Weapon skill. Melee weapon specialist. Confident approach. Dependable. Keep boosting weapon skill. I was able to boost ballistic skill once, and then it prevents me from selecting it again. But this is, I think, my 4th boost into weapon skill. Something seems wrong about that. Boost carouse again. Tenacity. Let's boost toughness to a nice round number. And then I guess strength. We could instead actually boost strength twice. Strength and strength to get it up to 90. Alright, I have already grabbed basically all the things I wanted. Could keep boosting characteristics. Like raise your ballistic skill up. And here. Probably that. Okay, that's the end of his arch-militant. He should now... There we go. Exemplar of a show is locked, but I'm like, he should be able to take that. What's your dodge looking like? 70%? It's definitely a maybe. Just keep boosting your critical hit chance and critical damage. Because he's got kicks, so he should be able to push targets, I think, pretty regularly. Yeah, leveling up takes so long in this game. There's just too many options. Agonize over most choices unless you're waiting to be able to grab a big upgrade skill. Yeah. A bonus to their strength equal to 20% of their maximum wounds. Are you serious? 20% of your maximum wounds is like 37? 38? 36? I can't math on screen, but are they really going to give him a plus 30 something strength? Because that would be insane. and I would gladly take it. I can't give him Psychic Awakening? Shame. Turn him into an unsanctioned psyker? Yeah, better look at everything to make sure you didn't forget something important. Yeah. Is critical hit chance a thing that's shown here? No. Would be nice to be able to see. Okay, that's a ton of things marked. But I think I want to go with peak condition because just that giant of a bonus to strength is going to be super good. We'll have to keep it in mind, 180 to see how far it levels up. Demolition instead of intelligence is used to determine additional damage dealt with ranged area attacks. Huh. I mean, demolition's not really his thing, but it's an interesting skill. I mean, you can't even use cover. I like the idea because I'm assuming he's going to be doing a lot of his attacks at point blank. Something like that. What to do? I think we were wanting to keep boosting his carouse. Although I could keep boosting his athletics. Now let's boost his carouse. Get that to be a bit higher. Custom to Glory's fine. Yes, resistance tests probably apply to things like kicking and shoving enemies around. So that's probably good. I probably should look into these ones as well. Okay. Alright, let's see what happens to his strength. Plus 37 is what it's showing. Going from a 90 to 127. Wow. Just from that one talent that says that he gets a bunch of strength based on his health. That's craziness. His strength bonus that he gets to add to things like damage is a 12. That's an absurd amount of strength. Now I gotta figure out this puzzle of how to get to where we're going in these areas. First, we'll just try hitting this switch, see what it does. Does it raise this bridge? It does. What a difficult puzzle. I managed to solve it. Let's check out our formation. Cassia should not be up front. Let's put Heinrichs. You two up front seems good. And then Pascal and Cassia. That feels much better. What do we have here? Beat of Might. If the wearer has 8 or more action points at the start of their turn, they gain plus 30% damage for the rest of the combat. Okay. Iron Cape. If the wearer has plus 10 agility and fellowship. Whenever the wearer's wounds should be decreased to 0 for the first time, they're restored at 50. I don't think that one's great. Long range aim lens. Increases range attack distance by 2 cells. Don't care. Injectors. Restores 35 wounds, removes bleeding, toxin, burning, and melting. Heals 1 trauma and all injuries without skill tests. I mean, that's good. Prism-shaped Xeno artifact is made from a black metal that is oddly cold to the touch. The strange device has no visible seams, buttons, or holes. Odd. We probably should also look at your gear. So you've got a bolter pistol, as expected, and a combat knife. Probably want to give you... They're calling that a knife? That's a sword, dude. Combat knife, 16 to 27 damage. And then he has a two-handed bolter that they are claiming is light. Let's check out this light bolter in your hands. Isn't that such a light bolter? For a human sword, for a marine, it's a knife. Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong, but still. Action points are based on agility? How do we increase... Is it agility? How do you increase the number of action points? No? I don't know how it determines how many action points we have. Because it feels to me like someone like him would have a lot of action points, but I don't know. Oh, right. We were wanting to give Heinrichs this thing. Yeah, melee attack damage is increased by 12. Gladly give that to you. I mean, might as well give you longer range just because. Don't know if I'm actually going to use it at all. So much of this equipment he can't use. It's just not made for his size. Have you seen the And They Shall No Fear secret level episode? That doesn't sound familiar. Enemies within the wearer's area attack suffer dodge penalties. Your second attack against them is automatically dodged. Revel and Slaughter increases perception and stacks. That's not bad. Yeah. We'll go with that. There are probably other items here that would be alright. I can give him rings that are designed to fit on normal people's fingers. I'm sure it totally works. You get to briefly see Titus as a boy, the MC from Space Marine 1 and 2, and he's dragging a combat knife like it's a two-handed sword. Yeah. Something like that's fine. Yeah, Space Marines are just huge.
Victory awaits!
So we want to... I guess lower these. Let's see if we can figure this out. Have you watched Astartes? I have. I watched Astartes ages ago, and it was fantastic. And hard to believe it was made by, I think, just one guy. Okay, that's not doing what I was wanting. Not that surprises me overly much. Ah, did that do what I needed? Yeah. Well, puzzle solved.
None shall stand in my way.
Whenever the wearer dodges an attack, they become a priority target for the attacker until the wearer's next turn. Interesting. Stinger ring fires a single stinger pod shot that deals 12 to 21 damage and has 100% armor penetration. Stuns. Start of combat, the wearer inflicts bleeding on themselves. Lovely. Whenever the wearer performs an area melee attack, they inflict bleeding on all hit creatures. Grants 30% armor and inflicts minus 20 penalty to agility for 2 rounds. No, none of that strikes me as terribly important. Was there anything else? Because it feels like I dealt with those switches too easy, but I don't see anything. Yeah, we can't interact with the buttons anymore, so I guess that means we solved the puzzle. With 2 button presses. So we are ready to go. They Shall Know No Fear, while made by a team, includes the creator of Astartes. Secret level is on Amazon if you have Prime. If you thought Astartes was amazing, and I do, and still rewatch it, you'll lose your gene seed over that secret level episode. So it's something on Amazon Prime, made by the Astartes guy, along with others. You've insulted the cult of the Fatal Thirst, outsider. You have insulted the fighting pit itself. The witches are longing for you to die. I mean, you can try it. Pretty sure you'll lose.
Take a knee and bow before me. You will fall.
So, grotesque. Whatever you are is apparently an enemy. I was planning on just quickly leaving because we're basically at the end of the stream, but it looks like we're in a fight. So, we'll do this fight and then we'll end the stream. What do I want to do with all these people? Normally I get into cover, but that just doesn't seem like it's going to be a thing. Alright, Cassia, pull back as best you can. Same with Ignatius and Irliet. Melee people, you need to keep all of us safe. We'll send you to deal with all of them. No, rather, we'll send you to deal with the 4 of them. Pascal, you're good with groups, so send you here to deal with all of them. Please don't die. And you, Ulfar, get to tangle with this grotesque. And we'll have to see how this plays out. It's probably going to play out poorly. Cassia's back, so we get to actually use her stuff first. She always goes first, which is nice. What is this? The Signet of the Inquisition provides beneficial powers, grants 50 momentum, removes all common negative effects from the wearer and their allies, grants 22 temporary wounds, 15% armor, and 3 deflection to the wearer and their allies until the end of combat. Right, we got that, and we haven't really been in a fight since. Front line. Probably should give that to Ulfar and the grotesque. But part of me wants to set it up like in one of these spots to help out some of our other characters, and I think I will.
Navigator, not a servitor.
Okay. This is ranged attacks, critical chance, etc. So we'll give it to the 2 of you. And then a dodge bonus for Cassia. Sure.
If I may.
Kill zone here.
This is a job for the serfs.
Let's bring it down on Ignatius. Light himself on fire.
Problem for me. Nothing I can't do.
And we'll do a run and gun. Now I can hit someone else. Who do I think needs to be on fire? I'm thinking the grotesque.
Suits my purposes.
And inflame. Get some additional damage going on you. Why can I not see their difficulties? It's kind of annoying. Back to Cassia. Let's try Inquisitor's Tenant.
High momentum.
It does give us high momentum. I was wondering if that would give it to us on a single turn. So if I do Finest Hour now on Ignatius. Actually, let's hold off on that for the moment. Give him plus 30 willpower first, because that's more fun. And Voice of Command.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Then take another turn when you've got tons of characteristic bonuses.
Show you why navigators are feared.
Alright. Now let's light everything on fire. Start with you,
Problem for me. Nothing of value has been lost.
then move on to you.
All too easy.
Then let's have some fun with you.
You didn't stand a chance.
Let's see.
Nothing
after
I-
you.
Nothing of value has been lost.
We'll do Steady Superiority,
I'll bring glory to my bloodline.
since we had filled up the momentum already.
Suits my purposes. You don't stand a chance.
Go after you.
All too
You.
opposing me was your biggest
We're
mistake.
back to high momentum again. Revel in Slaughter, which will allow me another run and gun. Okay, you guys have 30 health, so you guys don't matter. Same there. Is that it? We've got... Okay, we just have the grotesque that's left. I can't do a Melta, sadly. So we'll just light you on fire again. You're not quite dead. You're down to 8 hit points. Alright, we'll do Inflame.
Suits my purpose. Nothing of value
There we go.
has been lost.
Grotesque is dead. And that gives me another turn again. So we'll take out the 2 of you.
You didn't stand a chance.
Alright, I think that's all I can do on my turn. So we're left with 3 tormented captives left in this fight. And it's still technically Cassia's turn. So we'll end our turn. Cassia gets to finish her turn. Do I think I'm a little overpowered? Just a touch. Let's step her forward and use her third eye. Doesn't actually kill them. That's a shame.
Be careful not to cross my
Do it
gaze.
anyway. You get one more attack. Let's just have them be forced to move,
I am a
which should kill them.
navigator. Duty demands.
Perfect. So by the end of Castia's turn, the first turn of combat, there is a 1 tormented captive left. Alright, Irliet. Your turn. Just shoot him.
If it serves your cause, another soul slips beyond the veil.
Hey, Nocturne. The already familiar baritone calls out to you from the shadows. The key unlocks a door that then will lead to one who only happenstance will free. Your chance I'll be, to me the bolt will cede. Your part comes next to break the bonds and flee. The key unlocks the door to one that only happenstance will free. Is there another being here that we can free? Or are they saying about a path or future that will be free if we use the key? To you, the merchant vagabond, I bring the gift of providence, but will you look? Cassia clutches her head at the sight of the harlequin, and scarlet blood starts trickling down her cheeks. Your colors, Xeno, are fractured and wrong, as if refracting through a distorted prism. Which should be familiar is dispersed, and the bedazzling shades won't stop twisting madly. The Xenos, tilting his head to the side, looks at Cassia with curiosity. So many things can 3 eyes glimpse at once. Shael's veiled paths and caverns of the soul, but with 1,000 sights you could not see the wrecks of fate beneath reality. Paths creaking waltz will twirl you round in halls of intertwining serendipity. But not just yet, the dance calls for a pair. Your partner is, for now, tied up with me. I do not understand. Oh, nectar sweet, your name is ignorance. Make sure to savor every drop before your glass is drained by insight in a blink. You've helped me more than once already, I'm listening. I shall deign to spare you 1 whole minute of my extremely valuable time, do not waste it. One more word about rolls, dances, or keys, and I will shoot you myself be gone. Now, we're working with this guy. He seems generally on our side. You have helped me more than once already. I'm listening. Both opening and warning is my boon. Your fate hangs by a thread drawn breaking tight. But with a show of patience opportune, the merchant certain death will turn to flight. You stride not into battle, but a snare. Of guile and strife, a neatly woven net. Lust Mistress lifts her sword into the air, and bang for your blood, her pack does set. So dance a ring around oblivion. Wait a sign from night's own melody. Catch sight of it, and then make haste be gone. One yawning mouth, one leap to set you free. Requires Iconoclast. So Koronus is planning to kill me in the next fight, but you are ready to effect my escape. All I must do is survive the arena, wait for your sign, then run. You cannot possibly mean into a literal mouth, so you must mean for me to leap into a portal of some kind. Do I have that right? What sign do you mean? A mouth? What are you talking about? If I'll be walking into a trap, why do you not simply extract me now? Why? Because fate, what he sees of the future, says it has to play out this way. If you wish to help me, why don't you finally demonstrate these exceptional skills of yours and aid me in battle? Wait for a sign, run into a kind of mouth, understood? I don't know what I expected when I agreed to accept your help. You were talking riddles, again. Now, we're gonna go through this. So yeah, go into the arena, survive, and jump into a portal. The Harlequin sweeps into a low bow, like an actor who has performed before a true lover of high art. He seems satisfied with your answer. The xenos lays a finger over the mute lips of his mask and vanishes as if to convey that your conversation is a great secret known only to the two of you. That fight was crazy, if you can call it a fight. It was quite short. Monofilament grenade, nice. Bunch of monofilament grenades. Alright. I think with that, I'm going to call the stream over. Next time we will probably head to the pit to see if we can meet with our Drukhari friend, question mark. And then maybe we go to the arena, I guess. Yeah, thanks for being here, Main Pious Fool. I appreciate it. And I'll see you next weekend when we continue this. Bye.